6:30 and arrived. I'll officially call the meeting to order. The meeting has been properly posted and will be taken.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2 is pledge of allegiance. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next we have item number 3, approval of the minutes. 3.1 are approval of the minutes from the July 15th, 2025 meeting. There's no additions or corrections. I'd go ahead and entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the minutes of July 15th, 2025.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 4, communications. At this time, I'd invite Sean to come to the podium. He had reached out in advance of tonight's meeting and asked to communicate an event that he's got coming up here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
May I approach the board and give
Yes.
flyers? Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sean, if you could just again identify your name and
Yep.
address for the record.
So my name is Sean Nishis. My address is 120 North River Street, Janesville, Wisconsin, apartment 304. So my name is Sean Nishis. I'm owner of annual suicide awareness and prevention rides, as well as Project I'm a Survivor. Next year, August 22nd of 2026, we have a ride going on. It's 5 different rides, 5 different Harley Davidsons, all in dealerships, all in one day. House of Harley, Madison Harley, Woodstock Harley, Lakeshore Harley, and as well as Cagle Harley Davidson. And what we're in the process of working with Delavan Lake Lawn Resort to work with merging the ride into Delavan Airport. For next year, working with Wisconsin State Patrol and Illinois State Police. And I just wanted to bring this to attention to the board today, and I would love to work with you guys, and especially I have a military gala March 14th, 2026. I would love to invite you guys out to hear the story. We also have Evil's Knievel's granddaughter coming out to play in her tribute band, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know where I would go from here. I'm just a little bit of a messenger today. So I thank Ryan Schrader for bringing me out today and having the conversation we had. And I have a lot of excitement with this. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. This will be my 7th annual suicide awareness and prevention ride. I served. I was Army National Guard, and it's called This One Is For Our Vets. And yeah, it's just my passion. As this shows just my complexity and what I love to do. Taking all 5 of these rides and merging them together. So, would anybody have any questions? And that's pretty much it.
If there's any questions at this time, but thank you for being here this evening, raising awareness and support issue and sharing your own personal story. And so however the city can be helpful, let us know and we can continue the conversation.
Yeah, I would definitely love to work with you guys. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Sean. In addition to that, communications, I just wanted to publicly announce here that I am going to create an ad hoc committee looking at next year's big 250th birthday of our nation, looking into expanding our traditional 4th of July activities. And I've asked and appreciate the fact that our honorary co-chairs of that ad hoc committee will be Alderwoman Megan Armstrong Garcia and Alderman Paul Wilson. And so I would invite the community. I know there's already been some people that have reached out, not only just wondering what we as a city might do with it being a special year. Others have already wished to volunteer on a committee like that. And so I appreciate the council members that have stepped up and are willing to lead that. And I know the rest of the council will certainly be involved as well as our staff. So stay tuned for more details on when those meetings will start. And if you have any interest in serving on them, please let myself know or Alderwoman Megan Armstrong Garcia Wilson or our city administrator and city clerk, and we can get you more details. Other than that, do we have any other communications at this time? With that, we'll move on to item number 5, public comments. Citizens may address the chair at this point of the meeting. Please just limit your comments to items that are on the agenda or once for about 3 minutes. I know we've got, it looks like a few visitors here this evening. So again, I know there's been some talk about water issues and water rates. That's not on our agenda this evening. So again, this portion, item number 5, you can speak about anything that is on tonight's agenda. There is a portion later in our agenda, item number 11, where we'll go back to public comments and anyone can speak about anything at that time for 2 minutes. So I would invite anyone that wants to speak at this time to just come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and you're welcome to speak about any issues on the agenda. Anyone wish to speak at this time? Again, there'll be time later in the agenda for other public comments. So seeing and hearing none about agenda related issues, we'll move on to item number 6, reports of committees, boards, and commissions. 6.1 is the Finance Committee and the financial report. Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Committee met on August 12th. We did not have a quorum at that meeting, but we reviewed a number of items that are on tonight's agenda. Our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 9th at 5:30 p.m. And with that, I move to approve the financial report.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 6.2, general operations, Alderman Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. General operations met on August 5th. A number of items from the meeting are on tonight's agenda. Due to the Labor Day holiday, the next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, September 4th at 5:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Wilson. Item 6.3, planning commission, Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Planning Commission met on August 4th. There's a number of items from that meeting. Due to the Labor Day holiday, the next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 2nd at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. Item 6.4, public works, Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Public Works met on July 22nd. The next scheduled meeting is for Tuesday, August 23rd at 5:30 p.m. Minutes are on file with city clerk for a public inspection.
Thank you, Alderman Beazer. Item 6.5, Town of Delavan Lake Committee, Nick Goodman.
Town of Delavan Lake Committee met August 6th. The next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, September 3rd at 6 p.m. Town Hall.
Thank you, Nick. Item 6.6, Library Board of Trustees, Alderwoman Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. The Library Board of Trustees met July 17th and for a special meeting to discuss the budget on August 7th. Our next meeting scheduled is for this Thursday, August 21st at 5:30.
Thank you, Alderwoman Smith. Item 6.7, Parks and Recreation Commission, Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Parks and Recreation Commission met on August 4th. We were approached by Tyler Frenzel, who had found a donation for ramps and maintenance for our skate park. So we discussed that and we are accepting that donation. So we are adding additional skate ramps and then he is going to do the maintenance for those. So that's exciting for Vex Park. And then we discussed Phoenix Park Band Shell and the capital budget. And our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, August 25th at 5:30.
Thank you, Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia. Item 6.8, Delbrook Golf Commission, Alderman Square.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Delbrook Golf Commission met July 21st at 5 p.m. and again last evening. We had 9 inches of rain that fell over 3 consecutive days. The new pump is working flawless. Had a big irrigation break waiting on parts as of July 14th. We were up 1,888 rounds over last year at the same time. Golf outings are picking up. We will host a chamber outing in September. Budget draft has begun for 2026. We move to refund Dick Martin $1,302.72 for his 2025 season pass due to health reason. Our next meeting is September 15th.
Thank you, Alderman Swart. Item 6.9, Tourism Commission, Alderwoman Sen.
Thank you, Mayor. The Tourism Commission met August 11th. Our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, September 8th.
Thank you, Alderwoman Sen. Item number 7, consider a resolution authorizing the issuance of 9,828,000 general obligation promissory notes and the issuance and sale of 9,828,000 note anticipation note series 2025A in anticipation thereof.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the proposed resolution authorizing the issuance of $9,828,000 general obligation promissory notes and the issuance and sale of a $9,828,000 note anticipation note series 2025A in anticipation thereof.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Ansar Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman South.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Beezer.
Yes.
Alderwoman Barbosa.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 8, issues that came before the planning commission. 8.1 is consider a resolution granting planned infill development step 4, precise implementation plan PIP at 2400 East Geneva Street, part of tax parcel XA 4985-1, located in the manufacturing light and Elm zoning district with a shore lane overlay to allow for residential development along the North Shore Drive portion of the Lake Lawn Resort Golf Course. Applicant Harbor Club at Lake Lawn LLC.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion recommending approval of the proposed resolution granting the request for a planned infill development step 4 precise implementation plan PIP at 2400 East Geneva Street, part of tax parcel XA 4985-1, located in the manufacturing light ML zoning district with a shoreline overlay to allow for residential development along North Shore Drive portion of Lake Lawn Resort Golf Course. 2, precise implementation plan findings as listed in this report and conditions of approval as listed in this report and any added by the common council.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 8.2 is consider a public art application for 111 South Second Street, sponsor the Delavan American Legion Auxiliary.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the installation of murals on the building at 111 South Second Street pursuant to the public art application with Delavan American Legion Auxiliary as sponsor.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 8.3 is consider a proposed ordinance amending zoning code section 13-4-914. Planned infill development district procedures to remove the requirement that PIP application cannot be submitted before the GDP effective date. Applicant, City of Delavan.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to recommend approval of the proposed ordinance amending section 13-4-914 planned infill development district procedures.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 9, issues that came before the Finance Committee. 9.1 is consider application for facade grant for 110, 114, and 116 East Walworth Avenue.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve a facade improvement grant application in an amount not to exceed $4,225 for J.C.'s Catering LLC to cover improvements to the facade of 110, 114, and 116 East Walworth Avenue. provided that the plans comply with all city ordinances and design standards.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Okay.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I would just like to clarify, this is the alley side of the building, correct?
Correct. Any other discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman Sen.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Beezer.
Yes.
Alderwoman Barbosa.
Yes.
Alderman Square.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 9.2 is consider resolution declaring as surplus 2 police department squads. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the resolution declaring the surplus 2 squads that are no longer of use to the police department.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 9.3 is consider purchase of 30 auto shut-off water meters from Midwest Meters at a cost of $16,800.
I move to approve the purchase of 30 auto shut off water meters from Midwest Meter at a cost of $16,800.
There's a motion. Is there a second? There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderwoman Sen.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Beezer.
Yes.
Alderwoman Barbosa.
Yes.
Alderman Square.
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 9.4 is consider interim building inspection and zoning services contract with Municipal Code Enforcement LLC due to medical leave for current city staff.
Mr. Mayor, I move to authorize the interim building inspection and zoning services for contract with Municipal Code Enforcement LLC due to the medical leave for current city staff.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I reviewed the contract and there's a couple of typos in the contract, I would state. In certain instances, it refers to the city of Whitewater, so we should probably have those changed to the city of Delavan. But other than that, I just want to make the contract clean, that we're not approving a contract that says they're contracting with a different municipality.
Thank you for that. Any other thoughts, comments, discussion? If not, that's duly noted and maybe have a roll call.
Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Beezer.
Yes.
Alderwoman Barbosa.
Yes.
Alderman Square.
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman Sen.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 9.5 are approval of the bills.
I move to approve warrant 2025-07.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 10, issues that came before General Operations Committee. 10.1 is consider a Class B fermented malt beverage and Class C wine license application for RST Mexican Bar and Restaurant at 212 South 7th Street.
I'll move to approve the Class B fermented malt beverage and Class C wine license application for RST Mexican Bar and Restaurant, 212 South 7th Street, provided all the city invoices have been paid and the building inspection department approves the establishment after inspection.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 10.2 is consider approval of a temporary Class B fermented malt beverage license for St. Andrew's Congregation for Fiesta Mexicana on September 13th.
I move to approve the temporary beer license for St. Andrew's Congregation for Fiesta Mexicana on September 13th, 2025.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 11, we're back to public comment. Citizens again may address the chair at this point of the meeting. I would just ask that you please limit your comments once for no more than 2 minutes, and I would just say that, this, obviously, public comments, item 11 on the agenda is public comments for citizens concerning items, not on our agenda this evening. So if you have any comments, just please raise your hand and be recognized, and we'll have you come up and, state your name as we've done in the past, and address for the record, and make your comments. Comments, again, are limited to 2 minutes under this section. And, the council and staff, as we, I know some of you may be new to some of these meetings, as much as we want to sometimes respond or answer questions, that's not what, and I know our city attorney would concur with that, and make sure that we didn't get into a back and forth. But this is really for citizens to state, any concerns, comments, questions that they may have. At this point, any questions or comments concerning the water rate case that have not been answered previously on some of the frequently asked questions section on the city's website will be added and answered there hopefully tomorrow. I know our staff has worked hard to address some of the initial questions and concerns, and then also just please review that section to receive answers to the questions that have been raised online at the PSC hearing or again this evening. Before we begin, I just would like to make a statement concerning the water rate increase. Myself, over the course of the last few weeks, I know the city has communicated different updates to citizens concerning the ongoing Wisconsin Public Service Commission's evaluation of the city's water utility rate. The update provided outlined that the PSC has reviewed the historic and future financial conditions, which had resulted in an initial finding of an average increase of 52.69%, or about $20.08 per month for a typical household customer. The update also noted that the next steps were public comments, which took place yesterday, and then a final review. I was happy to hear that that hearing has been extended, so there's more time for public comments. And so obviously, if someone hasn't made those yet, there's still time to do that. We expect a decision from the PSC this fall, and the rate increase would take place about 90 days after whatever decision we come up with. To provide some clarity to the process, we would like to share some perspective on the process and answer some questions we have received or read online. I think first, the city of Delavan does not unfortunately have the flexibility that some may think to set different rates other than what the PSC sets for city water once it's considered at the rate case. The PSC reviews the financial status and the capital requirements for public utilities throughout the state and ensures that rates are set to ensure continued high quality, reliable service. Further, the PSC can set rates whenever it determines rates are not being increased enough to provide adequate financial resources or for ongoing investment. Our municipal financial advisors, Ellers, anticipated the utility would be subject to this review. Based on a strong recommendation by Ellers, the city requested a rate review last year to avoid the PSC completing a mandated review, as the last rate case completed for the Delavan utility was way back in 2012. It was apparent that a mandatory review would have resulted in a much higher increase than the one prompted by the city, suggesting a lower calculation basis than the PSC generally uses. Initiating this process will likely result in a required capital recapture rate lowered by over 20%. Unfortunately, this increase will be a large one-time rate reset, again, since it hasn't been done in 2012. Previous city administrations and councils delayed the required rate review as a process to request the rate case review on a more frequent basis will result in more modest increases in the future. Community members have suggested that the rate increase is being driven by new development around the city, and that is certainly not the case. The present expansion of water services for new development in the city is paid by developers and impact fees. The addition of water customers through development actually has a positive impact on the finances of the utility, as we are able to increase revenue over a largely fixed cost service. The rate increase is purely driven by a forecasted cost to maintain the present system and provide modest operating cost increase at a low expected inflation rates. These costs are required to ensure safe and reliable services for all citizens and business owners. The cost calculations are reviewed for reasonableness and accuracy by the PSC. Some questions that concern the cost have come up concerning the cost of water in Delavan versus other communities in the county. If the proposed water increase is finalized, the city of Delavan water rate will be consistent with water rates of municipalities in the county. In fact, the rate will remain lower than our two closest city and village neighbors comparison from a comparison standpoint. The new Delavan rate will be 33.5% below what Alcorn is charging and 12.7% below what Darien currently charges. Also, there's been a misunderstanding about the impact of the proposed percent increase on citizens' water bills. The water bill contains multiple components, including fees and sewer charges. The increase only relates to water charges, and public fire protection. As noted before, the average household customer will see an increase of approximately $20 per month for water charges and public fire protection. Welcome Net charges are set by Welcome Net, and the city passes through their costs. Sewer charges are collected by the city to maintain the sewer collection system. Finally, no one, I assure you, is happy of when prices on necessary goods go up. The city worked very hard annually to ensure fiscal constraint. The cost of the water system it controls. It will continue to do so. And unfortunately, the state mandated and PSC controlled increase will be significant. The city remains committed to strong cost control and the utility and a more consistent process of rate reviews in the future. So I appreciate the opportunity to make a few comments. And I will open it up. Alderman Paul Wilson, did you want, or are you good? I know you've got some experience and a lot more than most in water and sewer and all that stuff.
I did jot down everything that put down Delavan's water is top tier, and that's no accident. After 30 years in the water field, I can tell you treating and disinfecting water is complex and costly. Our team works hard to deliver clean, safe water every day. And we are proud of what we do, and the people of Flint, Michigan would love to have this water. Never think about that.
Thank you, Alderman Wilson. At this time, we do have public comments, and I'm sure there's some one or two or three, maybe more, that would like to comment, whether it's about this issue or anything else. It's open again for 2 minutes, and I would just ask that you come up and state your name and address for the record.
You did just answer some of the things that I was concerned about, so thank you.
Yeah.
Just my name and
Yeah, yep.
Jesse Grover, do you my address to or no?
Yeah, we need.
614 Westbury Lane, number 8, Delavan. So you did answer some of my questions, I think, about the, as I was looking through old agendas, I saw that in February of 2024, there was an approval to do an 8% simplified water rate increase to the Public Service Commission. I just never saw anything on any agenda again. So I never saw anything affected in my water bill. So it was quite shocking to open this letter and then see that. And I can tell you that I think that I understand it's gonna happen because it has to, but I think some things are clearly missing in the city with making sure things like this aren't missed. I don't know where that falls, but I think that that's part of your jobs as our elected officials to figure that out. I know that part of this case is also including a building that didn't have proper approval in 2020. I know some of you probably weren't around on the council then, but it's a concern, and I know we just broke ground on the library, so do we have the proper things that we need there? Because I would hate to see this be affected again. in a few years because of that. I also could tell by the school district face yesterday during the meeting that they were quite shocked at how much their bill is going to increase, because it's by 95%. And that is going to affect the taxpayers tremendously. Not only do we have the school district here, but we also have a school that is run by the Department of Public Instruction. They are in a budget deficit as well. So if their pipes are the same as the school pipes and they're using similar amounts of water, the taxpayers are going to be hit with that as well. I think it was a shock to a lot of people in the community to receive this maybe on Friday when they got their water bill and then be told there's this hearing on Monday. It felt like we were blindsided. We were not really given the amount of warning we would have appreciated, especially since our property taxes went up last year, so. I think that covers everything, so thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Grace, I think I saw your hand up next.
Hi, I'm Grace Hurdy, 1014 Racine Street. I think Jesse spoke well about the big problem was the lack of transparency. I got my bill on Friday and was surprised to see that this meeting was happening Monday morning. And so I think you just do a disservice to your constituents if you don't keep them informed of these things, give them more notice. It seems like kind of sketch if you just like last minute and all of a sudden Monday it's the meeting. I think you can give them more notice than that. And I think it's good to have a public discussion about how this is affecting people, because for low and middle income earners with families or individuals, this will hit them hard. It will make a big difference in what they can buy if it's food or clothing or, you know, pay their rent. A lot of us here are comfortable enough to not, it doesn't matter. But for a lot of people, it really does affect them. And I think it's good to have this open conversation about it because we need to care about that. And I appreciate the development that's going on. We needed more housing, but when we got our tax bill in January and it went up $750, I'm like, well, how can we have all this new construction? And I know there's the TID district with the millions-dollar houses, but we also still have a lot of new construction. How can our tax base be growing? And yet now we have this unprecedented water increase and we've had that tax increase. And so I think I just want you to be aware that it's troubling to us. And I think more transparency, teaching us, telling us about it via social media or sending things to our homes. I think your constituents deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. Anyone else wish to speak at this time? Then we'll move on to item number 12, which is suggested future agenda items. Anyone wish to propose any future agenda items at this time? If not, as always, just let myself or the city administrator or the city clerk know. We're happy to add that to the agenda for future discussion. With that, item number 13, recess to closed session. 13.1 pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85, parent 1, parent C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of a public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility regarding city administrator performance evaluation. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Second. There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderwoman Barbosa,
Yes.
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman Sen,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Motion passes and we'll take a brief recess before we go into.